You've arrived at your destination.
Hi, and welcome to this special episode of Here and There. I'm Jeff Matthews for our host, Whitney Long. Back at the start of the school year, we took some time to meet each of the three men who provide leadership for the school districts here in Conway. Jeff Cullum for Conway Public Schools, also Jason Carson with Conway Christian School, and Matthew Tucker at St. Joseph's School. Just to spend some time with them to get to know who they are, how they got to Conway, and everything about them and their leadership at these three different schools. First, we met Jeff Cullum. Jeff was named the superintendent of Conway Public Schools in December of 2020, and he took over for Dr. Greg Murray, who retired last summer. Whitney spent some time with Jeff and asked him how his journey brought him to Conway.
Yeah, so it's a long journey, but it's been a fun journey. It started probably about 8 or 9 years ago when we first discovered Central Arkansas. I had the opportunity to come up and serve as superintendent at the Benton School District and had a great time there, learned a lot about the state and began to hear things about the Conway school system even then. And so knew a long time ago that this was a quality school system, great community. Dr. Murray's been an incredible leader for years in the community, and so had kind of just earmarked it as, you know, that's a place to be if the opportunity ever presents itself. And so went back to Texas and served as a superintendent back home for 5 years. And then when this opportunity came open, a little less than a year ago, it was just something that I knew I wanted to explore and look into. And a thriving community, you can drive around town, and when we first began to look around the area, just seeing the growth in the community and the vibrance in the school system and the college partnerships. I mean, I could just talk a long time about the unique pieces that are already in place here in the community. And so who wouldn't want to be a part of that? So that's kind of how we got here in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's great. And it's so good hearing that from a dad and a husband that you brought your family here. You want to send your kids to Conway Public Schools.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
That brings confidence to me as a mom, as a young child, that I'm going to send to school next year.
Absolutely. It is a good feeling. And you know, Whitney, I think people always ask me, what are your perspectives as a superintendent? You know, what are your professional beliefs and goals? And I have those things, but it always centers around that first lens as a dad. The decisions that I make are always focused on what's good for all kids. And I also have the perspective of, as a father, I want my kids in schools that I'm proud of. As a husband, my wife and I, we talk about all the time, we want our boys in quality schools. We want them to be around quality systems, and we want them to be around, you know, good experiences. And so when you look at what Conway has to offer, it checks so many of those boxes as a dad and a father. And so we're excited.
That's great. So 5-year plan, 5 years from now, what would you see?
5 years. Well, you know, I can tell you, I hope that if the district continues to grow, first, I think we want to look at long-range facility plans and see where we need to maybe build or grow as things are needed. But I always tend to have a project that kind of arises from the ashes, if you will, and we kind of figure out what does the project need to be for this district. For Hallsville, it was a virtual academy. We opened up now the largest virtual academy in the country. And that academy serves almost 12,000 kids. And so, well, it was created while we were there. And we had to kind of figure that out as we were there. And it took about 3 years to get that going. In Benton, it was the partnership with the Career and Technology Center, which was cool. And so I'm kind of watching now and going, all right, in 5 years, what will that project be? Or maybe it's projects, you know, building partnerships with Conway Corp, you know, corporations like this and other community partners. And so I don't know exactly, but I do know that it always seems to arise from the work and the vision and talking to the stakeholders. And a lot of times your local people really know and understand, here's where we've been, here's where we want to go. They have solutions. They've got ideas. They've got vision. You've got to sit down with them and just kind of pull that out and go, how do we do this together? You've watched this situation for a long time. What do you think we need to do? And then hopefully my perspective coming in is, here's some experience I've had with maybe that. Let's build and grow that together. And let's see where it goes. So I'm excited. There's so many great pieces here that I'm excited to see where they can go.
Hi, I'm Jeff Brooks at Brooks Fine Jewelry. My wife Kathy and I would like to invite everybody down to meet the newest member of our team, Eddie Havens. Eddie is a member of the National Association of Jewelry Appraisers and another gemologist from GIA.
I'm excited to be here in Conway, and I want to thank you for voting Brooks Fine Jewelry the best jewelry store in Faulkner County.
We have also moved Sterling Bar Brooks inside Brooks Fine Jewelry under one newly remodeled roof.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Welcome back to Here and There. Our host Whitney Long spent some time with Jason Carson, who leads Conway Christian School. He is the CEO and the president. He's been in that role since 2016 and provided leadership in schools for over 2 decades. He and Whitney talked about the future of Conway Christian School. There's a lot of exciting things happening, and how he got to Conway.
I just kind of scooted my way up the interstate. So I was born and raised in Benton, spent 15 plus years in Little Rock, working at Little Rock Christian Academy, and then now called Conway home for 6 years.
So tell us a little bit about your family.
Yeah, so I'm blessed to be married to my wife of almost 20 years. That's Ashley Carson. She's a self-employed photographer. She does great work. And we've got 3 beautiful daughters. I've got a 15-year-old named Avery, a 13-year-old named Adeline, and then a 10-year-old named Emily. And so just blessed to be in a house with 4 girls. It's always exciting, always something interesting.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm sure there's a little bit of drama in there,
A
right?
little bit of drama, yep.
All it comes with the territory, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you worked at Little Rock Christian for 16 years, and so you look young. So tell us, like, were you 15 when you started there? How did that work
I was
out?
actually 23, and the only reason I might look a little young, thank you, is that I get good genes from my grandmother.
There you go.
She's 96 and still pretty much got a head full of hair. But
Wow.
yeah, so Little Rock Christian for 16 years. When I got out of college, just awesome opportunity to come work at a small school at the time and just be a part of growing it. Dr. Gary Arnold, who's the head of school there, is one of my dear friends. So I was able to be mentored by him. And then just as I kind of got into year 12 and 13, I just had this desire to be a head of school. And you know, when Conway Christian became an opportunity, I said, man, this is great to stay in Arkansas, a town like Conway that's just thriving. So to be a part of a school that we could help grow it and just give families in our community that wanted an independent Christian education, give them the best option that we had available to them.
Well, tell us a little bit about your vision for the upcoming year and next year. What do you see for
Well,
Conway
the first
Christian?
thing is to get out of COVID. You know, so we're ready to get out of this. I heard something earlier this year. Earlier today, I was listening on the radio, and they were talking about how the COVID years count as like dog years.
Right.
So it's like 7 years and 7 years. So I feel like the last 2 have been 14. But I'll tell you, we stayed committed to some plans that we had pre-COVID, which we launched a capital campaign, which is about a $6 million project, and we've just broken ground on a new building, which is going to change the way that we do school. Right now, we have pre-K through 6th grade in a building, and then 7th through 12th in a building. Our new building is going to be for our 9th through 12th graders, as well as athletic and art space in it, and it's going to help us restructure campus where we have pre-K through 4th in a building, 5th through 8th in a building, and then 9th through 12th. So we're excited about that construction started. We're always looking at ways to improve on our best practices. How can we teach kids better? How can we get them excited and engaged? We're big about wanting to create a lifelong learner. So we talk a lot about growth and what does it mean to grow and be the best version of yourself. So those are themes that have continued through COVID, and we're excited about seeing our kids and families still hungry about being a part of Conway Christian and the excitement about where we're going in the next few years.
So
Yes.
then, will the kids start there in the spring, I guess, or will you start?
Yeah,
in the
so it'll be
next
kind
fall?
of a transition period.
Yeah.
So we were hoping to get it done in August and start next school year in the building, but as most people know, building right now is just crazy, and getting your hands on the equipment you need to build is just a slow process. So that pushes us back a few months. So what we'll do is when they come back from Christmas break, we'll get moved into our new spots and we'll be able to use it for the rest of that year. I promised my seniors that they're going to get to graduate in that new building, so I'm not going to let them down.
That's awesome. Super exciting. So you're talking to a mom that's sending her 4-year-old to kindergarten next fall. So tell me, if you were going to tell me what are the strengths of Conway Christian, why would someone want to send their child there?
Well, there's quite a few, and I won't take too much time, but really our mission is unique. We're looking to partner with Christian families by offering a biblically directed college prep education. So that's the first one. Then we have 5 core values. So our faith in Christ, teaching kids what integrity means. We've kind of lost that, in my opinion, in our world today, of what it means to have character and values and manners. And then wisdom, that wisdom comes from God. And then growth, that lifelong learner mindset that we've talked about. And then love. Like, I want you to know when you drop your kid off, what's his or her name?
Harrison.
So Harrison, when you drop Harrison off, that Harrison's going to be loved, that he's going to be safe, that he's going to be there from under our care from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And then when you pick him up, he's going to come home and he's going to ask you the greatest questions about what he's learned in class. And it's going to be something to where that home, church, and school partnership flourishes in your home. And that's what we're really there for. We're not shy about the fact that we're a Christian school, and we're not tied to a church. We're not tied to denominations. We're just here for families of faith that want kids taught the truth that comes from the person of Jesus Christ.
Hi, I'm Jeff Brooks at Brooks Fine Jewelry. My wife Kathy and I would like to invite everybody down to meet the newest member of our team, Eddie Havens. Eddie is a member of the National Association of Jewelry Appraisers and another gemologist from GIA.
I'm excited to be here in Conway, and I want to thank you for voting Brooks Fine Jewelry the best jewelry store in Faulkner County.
We have also moved Sterling Bar Brooks inside Brooks Fine Jewelry under one newly remodeled roof.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Welcome back to Here and There. I'm Jeff Matthews for our host, Whitney Long. This is a special episode of Here and There, the educators. At the start of the school year, we spent time with the three men who lead the school districts here in Conway. Next, Matthew Tucker. Mr. Tucker is the lead principal at St. Joseph's School. He's been around education for a very long time, and there's a lot of things happening on that downtown campus at St. Joseph's School.
I'm a career educator. I spent 11 wonderful years in the Conway Public School system, and then at Margaret Vann Elementary, Ruth Doyle, Ida Burns, and cherished my time there and the friendships that I developed with colleagues, and had an opportunity to go to St. Joseph's School. And so in my time there, I've served as the elementary principal, the middle school principal, and now I serve as the high school principal. So I've covered all the gamuts. It's wonderful to think that St. Joseph's School, we have been an educational option in Conway since 1879.
Wow.
So we've been here for quite some time. We are one of two remaining Catholic schools in the Diocese of Little Rock, that you can go to preschool all the way through 12th grade. And so that's something that I truly cherish about our school, that a student can begin their schooling and end their schooling, and then go on to the wonderful options that exist in Conway for higher ed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course, it's great. And that's amazing to have such a long-standing history here. And I know a lot of parents that are extremely pleased with the education that they receive. Tell us about how the school has evolved and what you guys are doing right now and a future vision for the school.
Well, clearly back in those original days, we had religious that were teaching in the schools, and today that's not the case. So individuals such as myself, our school is completely staffed by what are called lay individuals. And so it's exciting to think that of our teaching staff, of our working staff, that we have 32 faculty members that are graduates of a Catholic high school. But I take great pride that 17 of our teaching staff are St. Joe alum. So again, that's the beauty of being a pre-K through 12 school, that there are our former students that go on and pursue a degree in education, and they want to come back and teach in the school. And we have pre-K3, pre-K4, and then our campus is divided up into 3 separate buildings. We have our elementary campus that's led by Miss Courtney Pope, and that has our kindergarten through 3rd grade in it. And then Miss Hannah Ballou is our middle school administrator, and she has grades 4 through 6. And then on the campus that I serve in, it's grades 7 through 12.
And so tell us, in ending, top 3 things about the school.
Number one, again, is just the long-standing history that we've had in Conway. We're such a generational school. It's a truly unique piece to who we are. Number 2, kind of our tagline. We cherish the faith development of our students, the learning opportunities that we provide our students, but then also the living, kind of getting into that social justice piece of our Catholic teachings. And so trying to make our students as well-rounded as we can while we have them. And thirdly, the growth that we hope to experience with construction that's taking place at our schools. So we're so excited with our new high school building. And strategically, there are plans in place for other developments, but right now we're focused on that high school building.
That's exciting. And when will that be complete?
We are projected to be in that building this upcoming 22-23 school year. So the timelines are holding, and I enjoy each and every day. I get to work very, very early in the morning, and the construction workers are out there starting, and the second floor is taking shape this week, and so we should be in that building for this upcoming school year.
Thank you to each of the men who came and spent some time with us on Here and There last fall. And also thank you to your leadership that you provide for our students here in Conway. For Whitney Long, I'm Jeff Matthews, and we'll be seeing you here and there.